Facebook, and YouTube. This is Rich again, back for another hybrid video blog on both YouTube and Facebook. Tonight's subject is about the new company with the pending name called SpinCo, which will be all the NBC Universal / Comcast cable networks that they're spinning off from NBC, except for Bravo, which is going to stay under the NBC umbrella. I'll tell you about that. But first, these important messages of interest. Don't forget to listen to Crystal's Time Machine each and every Friday and Saturday night from 9 to 11 p.m. on WCAP 980, where everybody gets it. If can't catch show live, listen to the podcast exclusively on archive.org. Goes back to October 2015. Follow Crystal on Twitter at Crystal Amy John, the Machine Crystal. Follow her on Instagram at Crystal Johnson. Follow her on Facebook, the official Crystal Time Machine Facebook page, the official Crystal Time Machine group page and game show fan page. And follow Crystal on YouTube at Crystal Johnson. One exclusive video a week. Follow Crystal on Facebook, the official Crystal Time Machine Facebook page, the official Crystal Time Machine group page, and game show fan page. And follow me on Twitter at Chewy7. Follow me on Instagram at Rich Sarasol. Follow me on YouTube at Rich Sarasol. And now follow me on Blue Sky. The handle is at Rich C005. And follow Dave Weatherman, Boosters Bell at the weather page. And follow Jen Johnson on Twitter. Okay. And now back to the feature presentation. About a week ago, Comcast and NBC Universal announced that they're going to be spinning off most of its cable networks except Bravo. Some of the cable networks in Comcast NBC Universal portfolio are the USA Network, MSNBC, CNBC, the Sci-Fi Channel, or Sci-Fi, Oxygen, and the Gulf Channel. This does not include NBC Network or NBC News or NBC Sports or NBC regional sports networks. It also doesn't include Telemundo, NBC Universal, and Cozy TV, or any of the NBC owned and operated stations throughout the country. Comcast is doing this because the cable TV industry is being more and more people are cutting the cord, and they think that's going to be a dying industry. It's starting to die out, and some of the networks that they're going to be spinning off and getting rid of, which are very, very surprising. I'm most surprised that the USA Network is being spun off. But the only thing that's value to USA is SmackDown, the WWE. Most of it is endless repeats of Universal Pictures movies. Also, like MSNBC is another one's being spun off. There's been some rumors going around that NBC News is very mad that MSNBC is kind of telling misinformation, and NBC News probably does not want to really be associated with that. Plus, they have NBC News Now, the streaming news network, so they think they might have a future in that. Also, CNBC has basically distanced themselves for NBC for years. I'm very, very surprised that Universal is spinning off the Golf Channel. But they say that they're going to probably still air many of the golf tournaments there. Probably they would have to license the golf announcers from NBC Sports. And also, Oxygen is being spun off, but that's mainly basically true crime series with like Dateline, and we'll have to find something else unless if Oxygen leases or licenses Dateline NBC from NBC. Also, Sci-Fi, which there's not too much shows on there anymore that is science fiction. It's endless repeats of scare tactics and some reality shows. And also E! Entertainment Television by that's being spun off as well, which that's basically the Kardashians network. And they used to have the E! True Hollywood Story. The only cable network that NBC Universal is keeping is Bravo because that's most of the content. For Peacock is the Real Housewives series. And with cable television kind of slowly dying off, I think the Spinco company is probably going to add more cable networks from the other big companies like Paramount. They might dump a lot of networks that are kind of like worthless to them for the cable networks, and also Warner Brothers Discovery, and also Disney. I wouldn't be surprised if many networks go into Spinco, and they're probably going to get a new name. And all of these cable networks, which will be on the Spinco, some of them might, die a slow death, and merging all of these cable networks into one big company kind of sounds like when Kmart merged with Sears back in 2004. Two brands that are, dying off, merging together for survival. This might, have cable survive for a few more years, but inevitably, most cable networks are going to shut down. The smaller ones first, and then the bigger ones. And it's very, very, very sad to see such cable networks as USA Network and the others basically kind of go on their final sunset, and it's a long and painful death. Hopefully, they could stay around, but maybe it'll be digital only soon. That's about it on that. I'll be back later. Facebook and YouTube with another one later on this week. And I'll be doing daily video blogs on Facebook again December 2nd, but there'll be maybe only one a day for most days, but there could be two. Bye now.